cops couldn't stop the New York City subway shooting. People have questions. You know, so according to this, there are over 3,500 police officers specifically set to monitor the subway system in New York. They didn't do anything. Nobody did anything. Like this, not only did they not do anything, this is a situation where somebody not doing their job, an organization not doing their job, somehow spinning their inability to be effective in a way to somehow be funded more. Like, it is insane. Similarly to 9/11. 9/11 showed how little our entire defense budget goes to actually defending this country, right? A few terrorists get a couple planes and have little to no problems using those planes to crash into buildings, right? Little to no problem. We have the biggest military in the entire world. We spend exponentially more money and have exponentially more people involved in our military than any other country on this planet, on planet Earth. And they couldn't stop a few people hijacking a few planes, right? Just complete lack of ability to do the whole defense part of national defense, right? Completely useless. What happened after 9/11? They just decided to push all this money to start all these wars and just throw away tax dollars for decades. And now, with the police not doing their job, the mayor of New York wants to add more police. Like, they couldn't do their job, so let's add more of them. What is going on? The police are like the one job you can do where you're applauded anytime and rewarded anytime you're not doing your job. Like, the only time you see a cop being a good cop is when they're skateboarding or playing basketball or doing all of the things that aren't police work, right? But then anytime they're actually doing quote-unquote police work, it's them murdering people, constantly murdering people, just executing them to the back of the head, and then going on vacation, paid vacation. They call it paid leave, but we all know on their pay stubs, it's vacation time. They are using vacation time after they murder somebody. Have a nice little paid vacation after you ended the life of a citizen of this country. It is ridiculous how worthless police are at doing the thing that they're supposed to do. They are far too busy, far too effective at killing people than they are protecting people. It is ridiculous. So this whole thing that happened in New York, which all of these shootings that are happening everywhere now, you can really tell that the pandemic is over because there's mass shootings every day in every place. Somebody's picking up guns. Multiple people are picking up guns and deciding to curl their finger in order to end human life, because it doesn't take a lot of effort to end human life when you have a gun, right? And that's what they're meant for. Every person that owns a gun buys it. Not all, maybe if you're hunting, but if people that say they're getting it for quote-unquote protection, they're getting it because they want the opportunity to shoot a person. They'll describe it, they'll define their actions as protection, as self-defense, like the child did who murdered people during the George Floyd protests and then got away with it with Kyle Rittenhouse. They'll say it's self-defense, and our fucked up legal system will allow them to manipulate the situation in order to become free. But people who buy guns for quote-unquote protection are buying them because they think killing somebody will be protecting them. It's ridiculous. And this is the type of story that people are going to get mad at me. All the gun nuts are going to get mad at me because they need more. We need more police. We need harsher sentences, you know, because if people will stop killing each other if we have the death penalty. If we just kill, if the price, the punishment for it is death, then that will stop them because there's all this proof of that working everywhere. No, doesn't work. Police don't do it. Police contribute to death counts. The dude who did this shooting turned himself in. That's how worthless the cops are. That's how worthless the 3,500 police officers, how absolutely worthless they are. Worthless. All they do, all those police officers do, they don't stop crimes. All they do, they're there to catch people jumping the turnstiles. They're there to lock up people that are homeless, to harass homeless. They're there to potentially kill somebody that's got some extra melanin content in their skin. That is primarily what they seem to be doing. Definitely not stopping crime. Definitely not doing a fucking thing about this guy that wants to just shoot people on the subway. It's not what they're doing. 3,500 useless humans getting paid to do nothing, apparently. If one of them dies, every single fucking cop takes the day off of work. They flood the streets. Just all of these people collecting paychecks from taxpayers who do nothing. Whenever they see fit, they do nothing. It's disgusting. It is like, what are we doing? And then there'll be people online. I love to go on Instagram, right, to like a post like this, and I'll talk shit. Like if it's another video of a cop killing somebody, I'll call it a terrorist attack because I know I'm trolling all these pro-cop, blue stripe, Nazi fucks. I'm doing it to troll them, and I'm using their techniques. I figured out a new technique. Right, because it'll flood my notifications, and I don't want that part. I just want them to be angry, right? I want them to call me like a liberal cuck or whatever, and be angry and cry in their mom's basement, right? They commenting on my post, commenting on what I had to say from their private blocked burner accounts. So now what I just do when they try and talk shit, whatever they say, all their generic talking points of why guns are good, why cops are good, all these things, I just block them. I make my response and I block them, and then they can't do it. There was one guy this past week who just exposed all of his burner accounts because he got so mad. He got so mad because I talk shit. I'm like, it was after the cop killed the guy. I'm like, oh, here's another terrorist attack. And there's all these people like, no, cops are good. Duh, duh, duh. And then I made a comment. It's like, and you see other people trying to get in. They get in arguments with these worthless these worthless burner accounts, private burner accounts. I don't know why people get in arguments with them. They're fake. They're even if they're real people, they don't deserve any attention whatsoever. That's just, they're there to push their narrative, to regurgitate the propaganda that they so desperately feed on. So I'll see people get in an argument with them in my comments, and I just block them. And there was this one guy who had multiple burner accounts. It was hilarious, and he got so mad. He's like, "Oh, you're calling us a coward." From his burner account, because I called them all cowards for standing up for cops from their private burner accounts. He's like, you're calling us a coward. You're the one blocking us. It's like, yeah, I don't want you flooding my notifications. So I blocked five burner accounts. And then every once in a while, there's a guy that it's not a burner. It's not a private account necessarily. Like they'll actually have a profile picture. You'll go to their Instagram account and they'll have maybe 6 posts. Like a mildly active, but clearly another burner account. It's so sad. Like they have such deep-seated passion about their hatred that they give that they have to hide behind a burner account. It's hilarious. But yeah, fuck the police. They're terrorists. I'm not surprised. A terrorist organization did nothing to stop crime. Weird how the police in New York City didn't do anything. Let's move on to some movie news. Let's get away from the actual news for a moment. Let's get away from the diluted fictional reality that people are spreading hate and passing insane laws, removing freedoms, but selling it as freedom. It's really weird how they put spin on everything. But let's move on to some movie news. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on YouTube and everywhere our podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at inspireddisorder.com/plus. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. And follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!
Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can